Louis Genovese here. Tua Tagovailoa goes down against the Bills on Thursday Night Football, suffering a concussion. This happened in the third quarter as he ran for a first down on 4th and 4, made it all the way to the Bills' 6-yard line, but had a head-to-chest collision with Bills safety Damar Hamlin. He was on the ground for some time before ultimately being escorted to the locker room. He was replaced by Skylar Thompson, who would go on to finish the game, and the Dolphins would lose this one 34-10. And what I want to talk about in this video is where Tua is at. After seeing him go down the field and knowing the history that he's had with head injuries, especially in 2022, is always a field of major concern. Earlier this morning, I was watching a video from CBS Sports injury analyst Marty Jaramillo, and he shared his observations. He said that after Tua went down on the field, he gave what is known as a fencing position, which is something that he observed in 2022 in that Week 4 Thursday night game against the Cincinnati Bengals a few days after Tua suffered an obvious head injury against the Bills, being forced down by Matt Milano, getting up and then nearly falling to his feet, being taken off the field for one drive with Teddy Bridgewater stepping in, but then Tua came back and was able to finish the game, which is, of course, the thing that made a lot of fans go, huh? This guy should not be playing. He just went down. He was struggling to walk, and you let him finish the game. And then, sure enough, we know how terrible of a decision that was after with the textbook concussion that he would just suffer 4 days later against the Bengals. And Jaramillo noted that a fencing position is a sign that this is on the worst end, most extreme end of the spectrum of head injuries. And, he talked about all the things that Tua did to try and avoid suffering these types of hits. After he suffered 2 known concussions, possibly even 3 in 2022, which led to him missing the Dolphins' wildcard game against the Bills in 2023, he took a lot of precautions to know more about his body, know more where he can avoid suffering those extreme types of hits, trying to be more mobile. He lost a good amount of weight. He was learning martial arts techniques to be more agile and avoid those kinds of hits. And he did a good job with that. He was able to play all 17 games in 2023. But now the fact that this type of concussion has happened again is really a major field area of concern, because this is Tua's third, possibly even fourth concussion that he suffered in a span of 2 years. And Jaramillo says this is not something the Dolphins should take lightly. He talked about how it could be possible that Tua might be out for 8 weeks. We don't know that for sure. We're waiting to see an official announcement from the Dolphins. Mike McDaniel said after he saw Tua in the locker room after the game, he said he was in high spirits. But again, we're just going to have to see where this leads and the timetable for how long Tua will be out for and when he can make a possible return. We don't know if that's going to be according to NFL protocol, where it could be like 1 or 2 weeks, or it might just be what Jaramillo says with 8 weeks. Regardless, this is now a point where Tua really needs to assess with his support system, his family, his friends, the team medical staff. They all have to come together and figure out what is the best decision for his long-term health. And it's something that I think it could be it could involve whether or not he might even return at all this season. It might even determine whether or not he might even return at all, and he might just end up retiring. And this is something that we've seen time and time again, with these great players making some strides, getting to their prime of their careers, and then ultimately cutting their careers short because of their concerns for injuries. I mean, this is something we saw with linebackers like Patrick Willis, Luke Kuechly. We saw this with Andrew Luck in 2019, and it is looking like now Tua is going to have to get into these conversations of what is the best decision to do, what is the best decision, what is the best course of action to take with my long-term health, because it's now time for him to think about, where am I going to be at? Should I even continue playing? But whatever the case may be, His health has to come first. I think a lot of people can agree on that, especially after what happened in 2022. And this is something that the Dolphins can't afford to mess up. They have to take this one seriously, get Tua the right support system, work through him, see where Tua is physically, mentally, and figure out the best decision for him to move forward. And on a quick side note, I also want to commend the Bills for sharing their support, especially with Josh Allen and Von Miller. They gave a lot of respect to Tua. They said their thoughts and prayers to his family, and I am doing the same as well. So let's hope that Tua has a nice, safe recovery and he makes a decision that is best suited for his long-term health. This has been a Louis G Sports Take. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.